Welcome back, everybody, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnaughts. I'm Grummy Grandpa Gaming, and this is going to be episode 2 of our US 1890 Legendary campaign. So, last episode, episode 1, we got a lot accomplished, a lot more than I ever thought we would. What I had envisioned as a limited war against Spain ended up being a game of global conquest, as we took their Caribbean holdings from them. And then we took their Pacific holdings from them. The entirety of the Philippines and all the outlying islands. And we're currently on a conquest mission to take Tarawa. With one single battleship that was on its way to reinforce the fleet from the single ship loss that we took during the war. So, we got a lot done. Right now we're spending 121,000 more a month than we're bringing in, but we just went to peace. So our economy does need to start catching up, and it should catch up quickly as the Philippines, both west and east, have oil discovered on them. So our economy is going to start cranking up pretty soon here, especially being 1900. And we're still waiting on the Panama Canal to open. That's still another 14 years away. So we are going into the 1900 refits, and I envisioned my next war being between England and France. Right now, politics-wise, we're not looking too hot with the Chinese or Italians, neither of which I want to go to war with. I could really care less about the Italians until I start making headway in Africa, and I really don't want to get involved in a land war in China. But going to war with England and France means I'll be able to kick them out of the Caribbean, fully enforce the Monroe Doctrine, and also kick them out of their East Asia holdings, which would be a big grab for us. You know, France gave up Vietnam over to us one time in history. This time we'll make them forcibly do it. Then we can start working on the English, turn Australia into a state as it should be. You know, free India, whether they want it or not. There's a lot of things we can do. Oh, I actually just noticed we actually have a land offensive going into southern Algeria. Province is not worth a lot, but hey, whatever my government decides to do, that's an army operation. Has nothing to do with me. How many men we got involved in that? 73,000. Lost 12,000. They're 86. Okay. Cost zero campaign I would expect it to be. So, let's go jump into the 1900 refits. So we're currently working on the Monroe Doctrine. This is going to be its second refit. Let's see what we get right off the bat here. Alright, we saved about 100 tons right off the bat. We're still working with Mark 1 6-inch and Mark 1 13-inch guns. I thought the 6-inchers had upgraded by now, so I don't know where we saved that weight from. What can we do to you? We have induced boilers now. That put us overweight. But the steam expansion 1 engines, that brings us right back under. There's probably not going to be a lot we can do here. But I'm going to keep these things alive as long as possible. Ballast, keep the gun cotton. Actually, I'm surprised we haven't unlocked a better propellant yet. Standard speed, 17-inch torpedoes. And we now have stereoscopic for the 13-inch guns. Good. And that actually just brought us 33 tons underweight. So there's really not much we can do here. That's about it. Can I get the belt up? Alright, belt's up to 9 inches. Which is more than enough protection for long-range fire from these guns. If I get it up to the 17 inches for the point-blank range, I would, but that's just not happening. A little more crew protection in there. Main deck. Nope, that'll put us overweight. Let me drop that down by a point. There we go. Engine efficiency's up to 300%. I could actually probably lose one of these stacks off of her. Would that decrease our range if I drop a stack? We're actually centered on weight right now. Let's drop that. 234%. That added to our pitch just a little bit, but not by a noticeable amount. And he's gave us another 100 tons to play with, or almost 100 tons. That crew protection up. Keep it 9 point. Every time I think my phone's on silent. Let's get the superstructure up there a little bit more. There we go. It's good to fight any comparable ship that we will be fighting. So she'll stay alive a little bit longer. Alright, we're now looking at the George Washington. Let's see what we can do to her. A little bit of weight savings, not too much, about 200 tons off the bat. Let's give her those induced boilers, steam expansion 3 engines, Harvey armor, Vet 2, anti-torp, double hull bottom, reinforced bulkheads, anti-flood 1. We're still working with Citadel 1. Brings us right underweight. Give her the capped AP shells. The Balsite propellant. That put us overweight, actually. I'm a little surprised by that. And stereoscopic. So we got to drop 50 tons off of her. I'm a little surprised by that. Can drop some tonnage off of the 13s here. Not really crazy about doing that, but it is what it is. Alright, there we go. 15,995 of 16,000. That's about all we can do to the George. Still work. Mark 1 5-inch guns. I thought those upgraded at least. Guess not. It is what it is. Alright, now going to design ourselves a new battleship. And we do have a few holes to work with here. Kind of partial to experimental hull, because I just like the way it looks. Though we could go with the armored Dreadnought here. I don't think I've actually ever used this as a battleship hull before. And this will be the John Adams class. Second President of the United States. Max out that displacement of 18,000 tons. Yeah, that's the heaviest we can make our hulls right now. Max that range. What's the best speed for your hull? 17.5, so we'll give you 17. Which is just a knot faster than our older battleships. Alright, let's see what we can do to you. Cage mast, definitely getting the cage mast. I love the cage mast. I know other people hate it, but I love it. It screams American. Because we're the only people that used it. I mean, it was a great concept idea. It just didn't work in practice. Gives us 115% engine efficiency. Okay. And guns. We'll go with the 13s again. Dual barrel. Because they will fit. Doesn't look like it should, but it does. Let's put this as far back as we can. There we go. I'm definitely going to have to raise up the aft belt armor because of that. Casemates. Let's go with the 8-inchers, since we can put them on here. Get some big boy guns on here. We're definitely going to be driving overweight. Actually, can I get any smaller guns on there? Yeah, I'm going to get some. Can I make those bigger? The 5s will fit there. Nope, 5s can go right there. There's going to be a multi. 4s will go up on the towers up too. Okay. An 8-incher won't go back there? An 8-incher will go back there. I just missed it. Okay. Torpedoes. Does not get much. Alright, let's get that barbette protection on there. Salt capped. Capped. Max HE shells. Go with the heavy shells. Ballast and gun cotton. Advanced hydraulics. Advanced reload. 17-inch torpedoes. Puts us a little overweight, so it's stereoscopic. It's got a reduced armament on the torpedoes. Save a little weight there because we don't need the full layout of torpedoes. So it's 8-inchers that weigh a lot, but I don't want to get rid of them either. You know, they don't need to be 8-inchers. Be nice to have them. But I think we take these down to 7s. So I really don't have to play around with the armor scheme at all. There we go. Get that crew protection up a little bit. Half an inch. Let's get the superstructure up to at least an inch. Pitch and roll are not too bad. I'm actually kind of amazed by that. But I want this main deck up there. At least 3 inches of main deck. There we go. I really feel like I should up the aft belt. We do have a 44% 4-weight offset, so yes. Especially with that gun back there. I do want a lot more main belt back there. And I got our 4-weight down. It's still high. It's still very high, but it's under control now, 19%. I didn't even see if I could mount secondaries on here. I probably could have. Yeah, I can. But do I? This will put us overweight, but I kind of want the 2s on here. I mean, I could even drop one right there if I wanted to. Not that I really want to. That puts us 108 tons overweight, so... It'll take the 13s down to 9. 7s are definitely coming down. Take those down to 9. 5 inches are at 8. That's fine. More armor than they need. But they'll survive hits from bigger guns at the same time. That'll put us overweight. I think this is what we roll with. A little less armor than the George, but she's got a lot more firepower than the George. So we'll see how she does. Alright, we are now looking at the Northampton class of heavy cruisers. Not very big, they're only 4,500 tons, and now the gun does not fit up forward. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. Those guns do not fit on this hull anymore. Probably the 10s are going to be too big also. Yep. And the 9s are too big. I can get the 9 on the back, but not with a good firing arc. Alright, looks like we're dropping her down to 8s. I am not happy with that at all. Not happy about that. And then the 8s are going to be too big at the next refit also, probably. Saved us some tonnage, but yeah, I'm not happy with that at all. Now we actually get barbette 2 on her. to stereoscopic also. Like 8 inches and larger, I feel like you need the stereoscopic. Secondaries. I mean, I can armor her up now. She does not have a lot of armor at all. Main belt's only 2.5 inches. Can I get some 2 inches on her? Just with some close-in protection. There we go. Alright, let's get that main belt up, because she desperately needs it. Our pitch and roll is horrible, but she needs belt armor. Get that up to 4 inches, and then main deck. Alright. Looks like that's everything we're doing to her. Can't do much else. It's just not... We don't have the displacement on this ship to really do much with it, and I can't increase the displacement, so it is what it is. Alright, we now get to design ourselves a new heavy cruiser, and we get to do them up to 7,000 tons. And this will be the Caroline's class for a rainy day today. What do we get here? 20 knots of speed. Max out that range, max out those quarters. Let's drop you back a little bit. Alright, that gives us some room to play with. 91% engine efficiency. Let's try this out. Can I put 2 of these in here? 150% engine efficiency. Much better. And that's a nice tight engine compartment, too. Right, main guns. Doubt we're going to get the 11s on here. No. What about the 10s? Definitely no. Can I get the 9s on? I can get the 9s on. Perfect. Increase the size of our citadel. Not too badly. Casemates can go up to 4 inches on this. And can I get some 2s in there? And secondary 2 inchers. How many of these can I get? Those are not going to fit with that tower. Let's drop that back a bit. Oh, you got no firing arc. Forget that. Can I get 5 inchers on top of the turrets? I cannot. What about 4s? No. 3s? Nope, it's got to be 2s, I guess. Yeah, we'll take out that one. Don't need it. Guns on top of... These 2 inchers look huge. On top of that turret. They look massive. Look bigger than they really are. Those things look... These look like 5 to 6 inch guns. How badly did we put ourselves overweight? Oh, we're still looking good here. 6,587 to 7,000. 4 weight's not bad at all. Let's get this main belt to at least 3. Inner deck armor. Alright, we gotta start up in the main deck, get this pitch and roll under control as much as we can. Now that put us overweight. 1.7. Pitch and roll's still a little high, but manageable. And I want the superstructure at least an inch. Can I get another inch on the deck? No. during 7,000 E's, and I want to leave 1 ton off. Oh wait, did I put torpedoes on? I did not. Still need torpedoes at this time period. Okay, there's 120 tons right there. It's about to go up. Give it a reduced armament. Alright, that's 110 tons over. Okay. Well, we take down the armor on the main guns. Yeah, they got 9 inches of armor. Yeah, we take that down to 8 inches easy. Boom! Perfect number right there. Perfect number right there. Say hello to Carol Leons. And we're going to build 2 of these. Alright, we're now looking at the Columbia class of light cruisers. And I do happen to like how these turned out. So see what we can do. They don't have a lot of tonnage. Yeah, just dropped about 50 tons off the weight. That's about it. It's probably going to be a game of keeping her underweight without going crazy. Well, looking good so far. And you're going to stay with coincidence. Let's give you a 2nd level mine layer, since these are going to start guarding our ports more and more. 3,474, 3,500. All right. Superstructure up to this. Let's get as much. Yep, that put us overweight. Adding a little bit of extra protection for the crew put us overweight. Adding a point of armor, even on the main deck, that was killing it. 2.1, just as much as we can go there. And that looks like everything we can do to her. Alright, we now get to design ourselves a new light cruiser. And this is going to be the Tiefling class. Oop. For Amy Vargas. Give this a speed of 20 knots. Max out that range, max out the quarters. I'm not a huge fan of this hull design. I really don't like it at all, but since we're still building out to the same tonnage as the other ship, I decided a different hull design is necessary just to differentiate them. Plus, this should get better armor on it. We're not going to give you mines now until I start building you as port guards, so we could save some tonnage there. Alright. Cage mass on an armored cruiser. Who'd have thunk it? Maybe we only need the one. Yeah, 133% engine efficiency. We'll see what it looks like once everything's on there. Still have not upgraded our 7s, really. Figured out some that would have been unlocked already. You do not have a good siding at all now. How are you even worse? Can I make that work? No. I can make the 4s work. Made them work up front. Why can't I make them work back here? Why do the 5s get... Oh, because they're not upgraded yet. The 4s are Mark 2s. That's why. Oh, I just had it. There we go. All you gotta do is play around a little bit and you'll get it. Over to 3-inch casemates. I can't put 2s anywhere. I could put a pair of 2s on there. Why not? We're Americans. more guns, the better. This is not... I'll be honest, it's not that great looking of a ship. Sorry, Amy. This is not that great looking. Max HE, standard size, gun cotton, balisite. And give you a coincidence rangefinder, no mines. That left us with 50 tons to play with, so she's not getting much in the way of armor. Alright, 2-inch belt. Let's get that. Crew protection is only a 0.1 inch. Let's get that superstructure up. You know what? We got to get the main deck up, too. This is not fun to play with. Let's reduce the amount of torpedoes she's carrying. Well, that's a poor sector of fire. Nobody does. I don't know why it's telling me that. Pitch and rolls suck. But, I think with the next upgrade we can get these better. And 4 weight's just a little high. Let's bring you back. Weird looking. I'll give it that. If you're serving in this tower, that smoke's going to be blowing right onto you. That's going to suck. But we work with the tonnage we have available, what it comes down to. I really don't want to strip any armor from these 7s. Actually, I probably should. Yeah, I could safely take that down to 5 inches. Gave us a little bit to play with, but not much. 4,499 and 4,500. I'm not sure where the poor sectors of fire are coming from. It might be this because of that. The upraised bow. But we'll see how they do in combat. Alright, just to give you an idea of the type of building program we are undertaking right now. The Monroe Doctrines, which just came out of refit, are going back in for the next refit, which is going to take 6 months. The George Washington is going to take 4 months on its refit. Nebraska's at sea going for that one mission that we have going on. The John Adams is going to take 29 months to construct. And I've decided, because our fleet's in the Pacific already and we're going to need something for the Caribbean and possibly Africa, I've decided to build 20 more of the Monroe Doctrines. Expensive undertaking, but they're pretty cheap. They're only $3 million a pop. Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying that. $3 million a pop. Whereas the newer John Adams is $7.7 million. So these are fairly cheap. And the refits on the Northamptons are going to take 6 months. The new Carolians are going to take 21 months. The CLs only take 2 months to refit because we didn't do much to them. And the new Tiefling class, which I got to rename 2 of these. So Tiefling, the Seahorse, and the Kiwi. So those are for Tiefling class name, and the Seahorse are for Amy Vargas, and this Kiwi is for Siggy 1. Grimwolf, you requested a destroyer. That's probably not going to happen until the 1905 refit, because you wanted a mine hunter, and I'm not going to have that until I have the destroyers ready to go. So that's probably going to be 1905 or 1910, depending on when I unlock that technology. But I do have it noted down and ready to go. All right, so spending $171 million a month. Okay. We got $1.2 billion. That's not going to last as long, but I could play with it for a few months. Once most of the battleships are refit, which is going to take 6 months, that's going to drop significantly. We'll see what happens. Alright, it's now January of 1905. I actually managed to go 5 years with no war. It's been a game of make Italy nice, make nice with China, try to piss off the French to go to war with us. I did want to go to war with the British, but they really like us right now, so I'm going to keep pressing up my relations with them to drive down my relations with France so we can go to war with them next, and then mop up the British after that. Because I really want to get them out of my backyard. I want both of them gone from my backyard. The only two European powers left over here. And it's been a tightrope walk with my finances. Actually, at one point, because I built so many battleships, I was out of crew. So I had to strip my tech budget down to nothing, run my crew training budget all the way up so I can add in like over 1,000 sailors a month to get my crew pool up there and get my ships in the water. Then I drug that back down, and I'm keeping that 25% right now, so hopefully my crews retain some of their experience gains, because they really have not been doing that. And tech budget's at 90% right now. Our economy is growing quite nice. We're growing at 10.8% a month. So, yeah. We're doing well there. It's just taking a while to get it back up there. And I have light cruisers traveling all over the place. Not all of my ports are covered. I still have to cover my 3 ports in Alaska and then start covering out in the Far East. But I've only had the chance to build 10 additional light cruisers. So it is time for the refits. I'm not going to go and show all the refits. That's just going to be boring. So, because usually like each episode is like a 5-year period. This one's definitely not. So I'm just going to show the new ship designs without showing the refits. Alright, now we're going to do ourselves a new battleship. I did refit the Monroes, and I had to do some funky stuff with them. As with the new turrets, they don't fit on this hull anymore, and I can't make the towers any smaller than they are, and I can't increase the displacement of the ship, so they're not exactly good for combat anymore. The main guns don't they don't have any firing arc anymore, really, and I had to reduce down their size. Because we did have the 13s on here. They now have 11s. And their arc of fire basically is right here where my mouse is. They do not have a very large arc. These are not something I want to take into combat. Hopefully they stay out of combat. They are invasion ships only, basically. But, like I said, it's time for a new battleship. Let's get rid of that. Alright, so this is going to be the Thomas Jefferson class. Third battleship, third U.S. president. I can make these up to 17.5. I'm not going to be using the same hull that I was. So it's going to be 500 tons lighter than my previous, because the experimentals are just way too light. And I think having one of the armored battleships is enough. Armored Dreadnought, pre-Dreadnought, whatever you want to call it. So it's kind of a funky design. I like it. Alright. What hull speed do we get? I'm going to get 17. Max out that range. Max out the quarters. Now I have steam expansion 2 engines and auxiliary engines and electric steering. Grip 1 armor, anti-torp, double hulls, reinforced bulkheads, anti-flood 2 now. Still working with Citadel 1. And I saved a lot with the Krupp armor. I saved a lot of weight on my previous designs. Was really able to up armor their belts. There's basically, if they're getting penned at range through the belt, game's just cheating. Is what it's going to come down to. There we got medium cage mass 3 up front. Medium cage mass 2 in the rear. This screams America. Gotta love it. Funnels. We got medium funnel 4. I'm going to put these here and here. That gives us 130% engine efficiency. Ooh, my engine's way far forward. Still, how's there still a 4-weight off? It's probably because of how big the 4 is compared to the aft section. Oh, that's cut down deck. It's going to be a weird design. You can definitely get the 13s on this bad boy. And I can get a full 360 rotation on that forward turret. I like. And I can't put one on that lower deck, apparently. Really? Not at all? No. Okay. Okay. That is what it is. We'll put a secondary down there. Or I can go with a side mount gun. Can I get a side mount 13 down there? No. What about a smaller caliber? No. Okay, it's going to have to be a secondary. Hold on. Can I get one up here? No. Damn it. If I could get one up here, I would. Alright. That sucks. That sucks. Alright, secondaries. Can we get 8-inch secondaries? I wanted to do a dual mount forward, but apparently not. And I can't put anything on that lower deck, apparently. What about 5 down there? No? 9 with secondaries? Not even with the secondaries. Okay. Let's see if we can put on with casemates. We go up to 5-inchers, and we only get 4 casemate slots. I want the 2-inchers. That I could put all over. Can I get... Yeah, the 5s aren't going there. Can I get the 4s in there? I can get the 4s in there. Let's get rid of these 2s. Oh wait, that was a 5-incher. I want to put that back. Uh, 5-inch single mount secondaries. There we go. But I think that's going to be blocking that. Nope, that's good. That is good. Anyone on that deck? No. Not going to let me put up there. Too big. About 4-inchers. No. 3-inchers. Not as a double mount. 5-inch singles. No, it's those enclosed turrets I think are the problem. Yes, the enclosed turrets are the problem. Wow, I'm not getting any on that forward area, really. And what's your problem? Yeah, there's a crappy fire rate right there. 75% 4-weight offset. Holy. I can't get any more weight onto the rear. Drop that down. I want to keep the 13 up there. It looks like we're going to have to go with 2 different calibers on this ship. 74% 4-weight offset. What about a 13 single barrel? 73%. I don't know if we're going to make this one work. What about 11s? 74% 4-weight. Oh, gotta take those 5s off the front there. I want to keep the 13s on here. 64%, that's better. I don't want to get rid of these forward 5 casemates, but it looks like, yep, there we go, 56%. If I could put another turret down here, that would solve all of my issues. I'm not putting Pickwick in a battleship. And I got so much tonnage to play with. But that 4-weight offset, I'm going to have to armor the hell out of the ass of this ship. Add another funnel. No, that's going to increase it. And I don't have any heavier funnels. I don't have any heavier towers. I don't think I'm going to make this design work. "15-inch main belt," yeah. 5-inch aft belt. Check deck. There we go. We're getting somewhere. I need that main deck up there. 5 inches. And we'll just keep increasing. That actually solved a lot of our issues right there. This thing's got a lot of junk in the trunk is what it's got. It's got a lot of junk in the trunk. .4 is as big as... There's nothing penning this thing. I mean, the 13s can go through this at around 2,500 meters. So if they have a 13-inch gun battleship, it's got to be right on top of us in order to pen our main belt. This is one expensive pre-Dreadnought. $162.9 million to build this thing. But we are going to build it anyway. If only I could get another turret back there, I'd be happier. It is what it is. We'll see how this thing actually does. Alright, we now get to design ourselves a new heavy cruiser. I did have to play around a bit with the Carleone class. As, I believe that's a Bremerton. I don't have any names picked out. Just because the 9s didn't fit on it anymore, I had to reduce it to 8s because those haven't upgraded yet. You get 21 knots. So I have to play some funky games with the older ships now. Even though they're not even that old. They're only 15 years old, but you would think otherwise. Alright. Center that for right. That's only 77% engine efficiency. Really? Can I get the 11s on you? I can. At least for now they'll fit. We'll see what goes on in the future. I don't think I'm getting any secondaries on you. Probably not. If it's going to be secondaries, it's going to be 2-inchers. Yeah. And I'm not putting a 2-inch gun mount on top of those. That's just not happening. I get any 2-inch casemates up on the towers. I can. Too bad we don't have those funky smokestacks where I can mount some secondaries in the middle of the smokestacks. Those are hilarious. Got ballistic capped, battle sight, gun cotton, enhanced reload, electrical armor turrets, 18-inch torpedoes, and the stereoscopic for those 11-inchers. Alright, not much room to play with here. We do have a 4-weight offset. I knew that was going to happen. We got to get this main belt up. Actually, let's try. These 11s can come way down. Not losing much weight there. I can drop them down even further, but that's basically their point-blank range armor. What's up that main? Yep, that's going to put us over weight. Yeah, so let's drop these to 10 inches of armor. Main deck, and let's get that 4-weight down. Got down a little bit. I'd be happier if I could drop one of these stacks, but I cannot. Not really crazy about this, but we're kind of in that interim period of technology, so it's going to be weird. Right, we now get to design ourselves a new light cruiser. They actually go up to 6,000 tons now. And I'm going to be sticking with the semi-armored cruiser hull as much as I do dislike it. 20 knots. Max out your range, max out your quarters. And I did refit the Tieflings. I really didn't get much in the way of upgrades because the 7s haven't upgraded yet. Amazingly, my 7-inch guns have not upgraded. So let's drop you right there. One stack's good for you. As you can see, the 7s have still not upgraded, which I'm kind of amazed about. You're never really sure about how technology is going to unlock. She's got a ton of casemates, though. Capped ballistic, capped balistite, gun cotton. Not putting Pickwick in these light cruisers because I do want them to survive. These are getting more expensive than my older ones, which are port guards now. No, you're getting coincidence. And you don't get mines until the next refit when you become port guards. The port guards are always going to be one series behind the most current one. That's actually not too bad on the pitch and roll and offsets. So let's just armor her up now. Actually, let's drop these 10s down. Or the 7s down. Yeah. Let's drop those to 5 inches of armor. Save us some weight there. 4.6 on the main belt, as big as we can make it. Let's get that deck up. At least 2-inch of main deck. Yep, that put us overweight. And 4-weight's not too bad, so I don't even need to mess with that. And we got some space, so I'm on the aft deck. There we go. And I don't have any more on... You know, we'll call this one the Kiwi class, even though I did name one of the previous ships the Kiwi. This one will be the Kiwi class. So the first one's going to be the Kiwi, and I'll rename that other Kiwi to a different ship name. Not too bad. 20 knots of speed, almost 10,000 kilometers of range. Definitely going to change a lot once these 7s upgrade. She's definitely going to get some changes made to her. Alright, we now get to design ourselves a destroyer since I finally unlocked those holes. This one's going to be the Cardinal MHC 60 class for Grimwolf, as that's the ship that he did serve on. And you get 33 knots of speed, but I don't think our engines are going to be able to take that. So we're going to drop you to 28, save on that weight. And you did want this to be a dedicated minesweeper. I do have minesweeping technology, so there we go. I'm not going to be using them to lay mines. These are going to escort the ships, the main fleets, to sweep for mines, so it works out perfectly. Alright, let's see if we can keep this thing at a decent weight. Probably dropping the speed down on her. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Fives are not going to fit on you. Oh, I think we go 3s all around because that's what I can put in that armed tower. Make sure this is centered. Okay, that puts us at 700 tons. Dual launchers, we'll drop 2 on there. 827 and 900 tons, okay. Cap shells, standard size. Valve sight, and you're getting the picric acid. Electrical 1 turrets. Enhanced reload, 18-inch tubes. Increased ammo, there we go. Coincidence rangefinder. Right underweight. Right underweight. Try and drop down that 4-weight offset a little bit. That's still good on that. There we go. Pitch and roll are horrible. Once again, I don't get good pitch and roll on these destroyer designs. Even upping the main belts too much. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, these things are paper tigers. Oh. We'll see how they do against the French or the British when we go to war with them. Alright, it's taken me a while to get here. It's September of 1906, but we are finally at war with France. Finally. And it's good timing, too, as I just started moving my battleship fleet in Florida down to DR in order to do an invasion there. So as soon as that is complete, we're going to start invading France. It's about damn time. Start kicking them out of the Caribbean, clearing our backyard, and we'll start working them over in the Pacific at the same time. Alright, we get to open this war up with 3 of my light cruisers on the Africa station going up against a French heavy cruiser. So these 3 are Columbia-class light cruisers, refit in 1905, going up against the heavy cruiser Ernest Renan. 2 8-inch guns, 8 double 4-inch guns, 4 single 4s, 4 single 1s, 4 single 2-inchers, and 4 underwater torpedo tubes. It's one of those French heavy cruisers, so we're gonna have an issue taking her down. Probably have to burn her down at range if we're lucky. I think this fight might be a bit much for my light cruisers, but we're taking it anyway. Alright, we've engaged her at a range of around 8 kilometers. Yeah. Probably gonna have a hard time taking this thing down. I did have my ships moving into an abreast formation, though it looks like we want to get into an ahead formation and start getting broadside of her and firing HE with everything we have. Try and burn her down. Still only have a 3-kilometer range with these torpedoes, so we got to get in close to torp her. Alright, smoke up. Actually, let's start getting bow on, see if we can't get our forward torpedo tube on her. We're getting partial pens. Go aggressive with that forward tube, please. Falling all the way back at the Pasadena. That's better. I like that. Alright, forward tube is launched. Let's start turning away. Pass by her stern, see if we can't get a spread on her. Not much of a spread with these ships, but we'll see what we can get. Yeah, she's going to turn away from that torp. Alright, turn these off for now until we're broadside of her. She has tubes too. Are we in range? She has a 1-kilometer range on her tubes. There we go. Start burning her. Torps out. Those are not going to strike her. Taking down her crew, but not enough to drop any of her weapons systems yet. Alright, let's spin around, see if we get our ports onto her. Yeah, any of your guns yet? No. Feels like we're still taking on water, even though I got the better flood protection on. Making 19 knots. So now she's moving just a little faster in my lead ship with the flooding. Sounds like somebody lost a torpedo. There we go. Keep burning her. Torps out from the Nashville. It looks like it might be a good strike. Don't be a dud, please. Needs to slow her down some. Lost 16. Boom. She went from 16 to 21% crew losses with that hit. Flooding well forward. A lot of flooding from that one hit there, so she's got very few bulkheads. And she is starting to list. Hopefully it puts a lot of her guns too low to fire, but probably not because it's the AI. My guns will get too low in the water to fire. Theirs won't. And our starboard's almost reloaded. You put out yours. There's another one on the way. I don't see it, so it's probably blown already. There's our next starboard. Will this be the kill shot? 23% crew losses, and she still has 100% control main guns and secondaries. That's a little weird. Good hit on the aft. Beautiful. That should do her in. Oh, those guns should not be firing anymore. They should not have an angle. 18% float, 12. Keep flooding, baby. Goodbye. Not too bad for a first fight. Some light damage on the ships. We lost 70 men. They lost 613 in the heavy cruiser, giving us 8,831 victory points to their 13. And she's worth 63.4 million compared to my 15.6 million after the refits. So, all right, we do have a cruiser duel here going off the coast of Africa. The light cruiser Reno at 3,500 tons, which is another Columbia, going up against a light cruiser Guichen, which is just slightly heavier by 1,000 tons, so possibly the same hull design. And she's got many bulkheads, 4 inches of armor, which is probably more than me, I think, on the Reno. Not the same amount of armor. She's got 15 single 5-inch guns, 2 single 4-inch guns, 4 single 3-inch guns, 2 single... Well, she's got a lot of firepower. We got 8 single 5-inch guns, as I did have to drop a pair of 5-inchers off of this design during the refit because the turrets were just too big. 4 single 3s, 4 torpedo tubes. We'll see how this goes. They're basically about almost evenly matched. Alright, we've engaged the light cruiser at a range of around 8 kilometers. And she does actually not have sight on us. And she's sailing away. She doesn't think she can win this fight. That's why it's taking me so long to catch up to her. Alright, let's get into a chase. What's your speed? Can't tell. Maybe we can get some of these APs to plug some holes in her. We'll see. Nah, we don't have a good solution on her. Are we closing the distance? And we lost sight of her. Oh, she just smoked up. But we're closing the distance. The smoke's right there. We're catching up. Oh, did you just turn into us? Nope, we're just catching up to her. Okay. And, alright. And she does not have an aft torpedo, it looks like. There we go. Drop some flooding. Torpedo away. Start getting more of our guns to bear. Hopefully she does not see that torpedo coming. Oh, that's going right into her wake. Oh. Are you kidding me? Alright, hard over. Let's get more of our guns on her. Drop to full. Oh, that was a hard hit. It's right in our bow, too. We should not be flooding like this. And that torpedo went right by her again. We're doing more crew damage to her than she is to us, thankfully. She does not have a lot of her guns to bear. Hopefully we can take them out. Turn off that torpedo for now. I want a better firing angle than this. Get us up the flank. There goes one of her guns. But she still has a lot of guns, so it really doesn't matter too much. Torpedo away. Beautiful hit right in the ambush. She was already flooding there, but looks like it spread the flooding a little bit more. That's even better. Flash fire. There we go. That should finish her off. That's what I like to see. Look at those turrets fly. I think I found my thumbnail for this episode. Never gets old watching that. Alright, we lost 6 men. They lost 365. And one light cruiser, giving us an additional 1,600 points to their 4. How much was this thing worth? 11.4 million to my 15.6. So she was actually valued at less. That is very loud. Let's get closed out of this. Alright, it's now January 1907. We got 2 convoy raids coming up, and then we'll do a quick map overview. So, my light cruiser Nashville is going up against one of their light cruisers of the Guichen class again. No, this is a different class altogether. It's got one 7-inch gun, 18 single 5-inch guns, 4 single 3s, 2 single 1s, 5 underwater. Ooh, this one might be a little dangerous. And 4 transports. This might be a little dangerous. We'll see. Alright, we've already engaged with the French light cruiser before we even spotted them. We engaged at a range of around 8 kilometers, and our initial volley did a lot of damage to her right off the bat. We just think one of the transports is already going down. We don't even see them. So we're laying in the damage already. I thought we were actually hitting the light cruiser. We're hitting whatever transports are around her. Yeah, we haven't even hit the light cruiser yet, and that's what we're shooting at. Let's get our torps aimed at her. Be a normal launch. Put everything on her. There we go. We can range her torpedoes. I don't think so. Oh, she has a very short range on her torpedoes. This looks like it might be a good strike if she doesn't turn away. But she's already turning. How do you even know that's coming? Turning at her. It just missed her. torp away. Let's turn that off until we get a better solution with our port torpedo. That looks like it's going to miss her. Taking down 3% of her crew. There we go. This with 2 shots so far, 4 shots, 5 shots out of 180 fired. These are not well designed at all, apparently. And they do not have a good aim on us, even with how close we are. And the 7s can't even fire at us, which is even better. It's got the 1-7 forward, so that can't even fire at us yet. We may put her down before it even has a chance. Let's turn away a little bit so we stay out of her torpedo range, get ours turned back on. There it goes. She should not be able to avoid that, but she probably will. Yep. But our guns are what are doing the work. Starboard tube's almost reloaded, so let's start turning back into her. And I don't think she has an aft tube, so I'm not worried about it. %% of her crew is gone. Hopefully the starboard tube strikes when it's just that much faster. Since we're right on top of her, she's actually starting to get some hits in. But she just still doesn't have really good aim on her guns. Oh, that was a hard hit. I had to open my mouth. Get that starboard tube fired, please. And she just did a lot of damage to us. And she has an aft tube. I just put us in emergency reverse. See here. And she got us. Now we fire our torpedo. That is definitely going to miss. All my engines are out right now, so we're basically a floating battery. And we are flooding bad. Start getting out of here if we can. We might survive this. We're lucky. Hopefully she doesn't want any more of this fight. We'll see. No, just go straight ahead. We're not in reverse still, are we? I think we're still in reverse, but we'll see how this works out. Yep, that was a kill shot. Oh well. First loss of the war. Bound to happen. We lost 414 men from the Nashville. They lost 168 off the light cruiser. We did take down one of the transports. That doesn't matter too much. We got 131 victory points. They got 1,898. Gotta figure out which port the Nashville came out of now. Alright, we do have another light cruiser fight here. Two of my light cruisers, the Pasadena and the Columbia, going up against the, I'm not going to try to pronounce the Naiad, possibly, I'm not trying to pronounce that, and the Cassard, and 7 transports. Let's go get some vengeance. Alright, this time we engage them a little further out at a range of around 9 kilometers. And there they go, smoking up. Go catch up again. Alright, is this light cruiser even going to attempt to protect these transports? Yep, she's starting to fire at us. But a little too late. We've already sunk most of the transports. Alright, put all of our guns on 9-8, please. And they are sailing away from us at a speed of 13 knots, so we'll overtake them pretty quickly. Even at 16 knots, it shouldn't take us long to overtake them. Oh, they got much better trained crews than I do. I still have cadets. They actually have trained crews. That's probably going to be the big difference here. And that torp exploded as soon as it went to the water. Try and not make the same mistake we made last time. Though this is a different class. They have 5-inch mains. We're holding her up pretty good. Oh, they are low fuel. I did not notice that. Of course, it was a dud torpedo. Oh, crap. Was not paying attention. Shit. That's on me. Of course, that torpedo's way off target. Finished putting her down. Alright, we're going to get out of this fight while we can. So the amount of damage both my ships have taken already, I am not going after that other light cruiser and the transports. I can live without them. It'll still be a victory for us. End battle, I will take it. Alright, so like I said, it still counts as a victory for us. We lost 130 men. That was loud. To their 587. We lost 0 ships, they lost 6. 1 light cruiser and 5 transports, giving us 2,298 victory points to their 46. Like I said, we're going to go over the map real fast. We have taken DR. And my government gave me a second conquest mission right there in the Caribbean. So we're holding off on going after the French in the Caribbean for a second here as we take the Virgin Islands away. We do have a naval invasion going on here at Kwang Chawan, going after Fort Bayard. We have a 66% chance of taking it. It was almost 90% chance, but they did move a light cruiser and a heavy cruiser into the region. It looks like they are leaving. Too bad they're not engaging us. We should be able to put them down pretty easily. And we do have several land invasions going on. We're pushing out of Western Sahara into Morocco with a 15% advance. And we are allied with the British now. As much as I want to go to war with them, they are now allied with us. So they're helping us out in that attack. And we're attacking out of southern Algeria into Mauritania. with a 14% advance. The British are attacking out of Sierra Leone into French Guyana at a 0% advance. And we are moving at Equatorial Guinea into Gabon at a 20% advance. So the French are getting picked on by everybody right now, it looks like. By everybody. Except out here. This is all us out here. Oh, nope, Germans are attacking them. Even the Germans are fighting them. They're attacking into Cambodia. Oh, I may have to fight with them over the Vietnamese peninsula. You know what, after our use experiences there, about 60 years in the future, I think they can have it. I think that should cover the entire map for now. I'll be back. Wow. The French are refusing to come out and fight any of my main combat fleets, but apparently they want to jump one of my light cruisers with everything on hand off the coast of Africa. I tried withdrawing from this one, but yeah, that didn't happen, and I'm not going to auto-resolve this. I'm going to jump. I'm not even going to show this. I'm going to jump in just to show you what the computer thinks is a fair fight here. Wouldn't even let me run away. We must be low on fuel. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm going to jump into this fight and just run away off the bat, and hopefully they do not catch up to me. But, yeah. Maybe if I had one of my newer light cruisers, like the Kiwi class, I think I would take this fight, but not with this class. Alright, we got ourselves another coastal raid here. It's the heavy cruiser Carolians and the light cruiser Marblehead going up against the heavy cruiser Marseillais and one transport. So we get to see the Carolians fight for the first time since we built them. So let's jump into this. Alright, we engaged the French at a range of around 9 kilometers, and it's funny, my 8-inchers don't even reach out that far. The 5-inchers from the Marblehead behind her were actually ranging further than my 8-inchers were, which I thought was completely hilarious. Let's go take a look at this heavy. I guess hugging the transport's a way of protecting it. Interesting. I say right there on the transport, but I want the heavy cruiser. I can care less about the transport. There we go. At least the 8s are firing at it. Now we just got to get the rear 8s firing at it now. Yep, she's turning back towards us. And getting a lot more hits than us. She has a trained crew. We have cadet crews. Drop us to full speed. Set our torpedoes to aggressive. Break the Marblehead off. Come around this way, please. She's still straight at her. Get your bow torp out. Hard over. Let's get both batteries of 8-inchers firing, please. Still have her torpedo range good. Get into a position where you get that bow torp out. Looks like that'll be a strike. Two hits with the torpedoes, 5,000 points of damage. Nice. There we go. That did a lot of damage. So give me a 5-degree turn. Let's stay out of her torpedoes. Barbara, get your bow torpedo out and finish her off, please. There we go, that's what I want to see. Engine down, 38 flood. That torpedo should be striking probably forward midships. Sorry, it's going to hit an already flooded area. There we go. It's an already flooded area, so it doesn't mean much. On ahead, what are you firing? AP. Is there a port torpedo? Boom, there goes the Marseillais. Taking down these French hotels is always a pain in the ass. Alright, we lost 67 men. They lost 684, one heavy cruiser and a transport, giving us an additional 8,326 victory points. There, 34. She was worth 63.4 million, so not cheap ship. But our heavy cruiser is 39.7, and the Marblehead is 15.7. So. You know, the one thing I've been holding off on for a long time is a war with China. And they have finally pushed us. And I really can't afford to give up any money to them. So, guess we're going to war with China? Well, we are at it. Last thing I wanted. It is what it is. Didn't lose any. Yeah, we did lose 3 transports this turn. Starting to get all my light cruisers out and about, so convoys are getting better protected. 77% advance into Morocco, 85% into Mauritania, 87 into Gabon. We are now invading the French Antilles. That's 2 more turns with 99% chance of success. There's that 1% chance of failure, and it's probably going to happen. And we did finally take Guangzhou. It did take us a second attempt at it, but we did take it. Now we are invading Tonkin. That'll be done in 1 more turn with a 100% success chance. What do we got here? The Reno against the Alger. And the Reno does have a more trained crew now. They're now at green. They went from cadets to green since the last fight. Yay. This is just another CL duel. I'll just take this one off screen. And the war keeps expanding. We have a global conflagration going on right now, and it's only, we just went to January of 1908, and everybody's at war. So one of our light cruisers, Tiefling class light cruiser, so this is actually on its way to a Pacific port, so it's probably low on fuel, has met up with some Spanish light cruisers in the torpedo boat. Now they are equal tonnage to us, but they are Spanish ships, so I'm not expecting much out of them, and they are showing a lot of flaws. Isabella's got 0 flaws, really? Same torpedo boat. Tallahassee doesn't have any flaws either, which is kind of odd. Guadalquivir's got 8 4-inch guns. Isabella's got 2 7s, 2 6s. Isabella Catholic has 8 4s, 4 3s, 2 2s. Yeah, I think we can easily handle these with the Tallahassee. Unless she's low on fuel, then it might be a problem. Might be. We started engaging the Spanish ships at a range of around 8 kilometers, and we're actually both low on fuel. So we are closing in very slowly on each other. Let's make sure. Let's go full broadside as early as we can. Since we're going so slow, we should be able to get some good firing solutions early. We still don't have upgraded 7s. Our 8-inchers are going to finally upgrade this month or next month. We'll finally have the Mark IIs, which is an 1898 technology, so they're about 10 years behind schedule. Looked like we'd gotten a hit on her. I don't see any damage. We're overpenning her. Ew, and the Tallahassee's not been upgraded yet. She still has 1.5 kilometer torpedoes. She needs to get into dry dock. There goes the Isabella, already flashing off. Do these things have no armor on them? They have like half an inch of armor at most. It's 0.6 all the way around. We're gonna rip right through these things. Yeah, the Isabella Catholic's already finished. 0.2 inches of main belt. The main deck's got 2 inches. The decks all have 2 inches. The belts are 0. What the hell? These things have no armor. Oh, they did hit my engine. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I got 2 inches of armor on my belt, so I'm a little surprised by that. They just ripped through my armor. But we're going even slower, which means we can actually get more accurate. Except for the stability problems. This is one of the light cruisers I built during the refits, and I still got to get their refits. I wanted them at port. Right through her. Cooked off most of her main gun ammo. She's finished. The only thing I have to worry about now is the torpedo boat, which can't even get in range of us without dying. I'm surprised she didn't run from the fight to begin with. Is she going to get away from us? I hope not. The Spanish didn't learn their lesson the first time. We didn't declare war on them. They declared war on us. Probably because I may have allied with France. I gotta take a look at the politics screen. Come on, you're finished. Just give it up. She may actually get away. Yeah, she's getting her flood back under control. She's going to get away from us. Yeah, we're just going to sail away from this. I won't hold you all here until the battle ends, so. Alright, we lost 19 men. They lost 602, losing 3 light cruisers. Sadly, that torpedo boat did get away. Giving us 4,571 victory points against the Spanish to their 12. That's the first action we've had against them. Let this load out real fast. Alright, there we go. Ships damaged. Right. They must have hit some of my mines if it's reporting that. I don't know. We lose any Ooh, we're losing a lot of transports now. Eastern South America. We shouldn't be losing any in these regions. Alright, I figure it's time for... It's January of 1908, so I figure it's time for a quick map update here. So, we've taken French Antilles. We are now landing at French Guiana. That will be done in 3 more turns with 100% success chance. We've taken Morocco. We are now attacking into northern Algeria with a 7% advance. We're still attacking out of southern Algeria into Tripolitania with a 61% advance. We are attacking out of Mauritania, which we have taken into French Sudan with a 0% advance, so we just started that one. Anything else going on in Africa? No. Okay. We have now begun the invasion of Annam or Vietnam. That has 2 more turns to go with 100% success chance. And as soon as we're done with that, we'll be moving against Cochin China or South Vietnam. And then we'll be moving on to Sumatra. I'm kind of ignoring China for right now until once we finish taking control of Vietnam and Sumatra. Then I'll turn my eyes on to China. Although we do have an advance going on to China right now out of Tonkin and Kwangchouwan. With a 16% advance with the British helping us. So we'll see what happens there. And the Chinese are fighting the Russians, and they're advancing in the Russian Far East. Pretty high losses, too, but they got the manpower to throw away at that. This is a world turned upside down. Even the Austro-Hungarians are fighting Russia. World is turned upside down. So because Spain has nothing left to take from it, this time around, I'm not going to let them peace out. I'm going for the mainland this time around. Which does kind of help me, because I did want to go after Corsica, but I can't get past... Actually, I can go through the Straits of Gibraltar, but not while Spain's in control here. They'll block any of my movements through the area unless I land around here. So we're just going to take it away from them. But that's after we finish off with Africa. So as soon as we are finished over here in French Guiana, we are going to shoot across, take their southernmost province on the west coast of Africa, which, if they have anything left. The British are attacking Dahomey. Germany's going into the Ivory Coast. Brits are attacking... Okay, I think I'm going to ignore the rest of Africa for now. Could go around for Deja Booty, but that's going to take a long time, so I'll ignore that. After we land in South America, we'll move across and start landing on mainland Spain. We'll let the Germans have France, and then we can split the continent between us. But I've been going at this game for several hours, even though we don't have too much content going on for this episode. I've been going at this a long time, so I'm going to end this one here. So, once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Follow along with the series and enjoying it. And don't forget to drop an AP shell into that like button, HE shell into that comment section. And if you'd like a ship with your name on it, please just let me know in the comments below. If you are a channel viewer, you can have light cruisers in below. Channel members can name a ship class or have any class of ship outside of a battleship. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.